Hi, thanks for joining me in another breathing session as we keep going further along this path, step by step, looking at new variations and getting more context for this very elaborate field of insight. Every different breath technique works on a different part of your mind, your body, and your sense of reality. That's because it's working on your unconscious mind. And don't forget that we are opening things up. Each practice opens you up in a different way. Now, something very important I wanted to say. The yoga pathway is designed in a very pragmatic and reliable way. And so it's important that we understand that yoga stretching is a beginner practice designed as preparation for breath work. And the breath work is designed as preparation for the concentration and meditation practices. Therefore, you will learn much more and advance much more quickly if you use the other practices. But most importantly for these breathing sessions is that I urge you to do some physical stretching beforehand. 10 minutes would be enough. You could just sit on the floor, cross your legs, walk forwards with your arms, stretch your lower back a bit. You could do some twists for your back. You could loosen your shoulders and neck. And if you take that time to slow yourself down, to become still and quiet, to start listening to your body, to start breathing better, then even after just 10 minutes, you will be more ready to do these sessions better, to do them properly. I guarantee you that that will help. So you can do that on your own, but don't forget, I've been putting up lots of little 15-minute sessions. Most of them are pretty easy, pretty doable for the average person, and they include rests before you do the breath work. So why not do one of those 15-minute sessions each time before you do any of these meditation videos? That would be a smart approach. Understanding how your mind works. Usually the mind is not very grounded. So to just try and meditate cold, it's unlikely to work. Certainly not consistently. Ground yourself in the body first. That's an important yogic understanding. Okay. Alright, sit up straight. Close your eyes. Have a big breath in. And a deep sigh. Focus in on the feeling of your body right now. Feel the space that you're in. Feel your body that is in that space. The shape of your body in the shape of the space. And feel your breathing that is in the body that is in the space. Feel the shape of the breathing. Resting breath, a little bit in, a little bit out. We've studied this shape before. And then we have applied so many different variations to this shape. This fundamental shape of inhalation and exhalation. Every variation is different and offers a totally different feeling and works on different areas of the body and mind. That's why I'm doing this series, showing you the range. But most importantly, we want to open up. Have a larger breath, more smooth and effortless. And that can only occur if the mind has become open, relaxed, and effortless. Have a big breath in and a deep sigh. Okay, open your eyes. See how that being present exercise can quieten your mind, ground you a little bit. Well, if you did 10 minutes of gentle stretching, it would do that even better, in a more lasting way. Okay, so we've been working on uneven triangles. In the previous session, we did the pattern of in for 2, hold full for 1, out for 4. Ratios of 2 to 1 to 4. And that was a deeper impact type of pattern. A really good one for slowing down and becoming more deeply relaxed. Today, we're going to turn it around. This one will create a different type of feeling. So today it will be in for 4, hold for 1, out for 2. So remember, these are ratios, 4, 1, 2. But if you multiply them by 2 or 3, then they become much larger. And ideally, as long as you're comfortable, we want to really open up these triangles and get those numbers higher. But you must stick to the ratio. So, if you did a multiple of 2 seconds, then it would be in for 8, hold for 2, out for 4. A multiple of 3 seconds would be in for 12, hold for 3, out for 6. And usually, once you can get up to the numbers of 16, which would be multiples of 4, would be in for 16, hold for 4, out for 8 seconds. That's a really good way to do this practice. But you can't be pushing. It must be effortless and light. So it depends on your fitness and skill, which of course you can improve with practice. So, you need to find the numbers that suit you. Just stick to the ratio. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 2. Relax into this practice. Try to use your lower abdominals to run the breath. If you can, do a very light version of Ujjayi breath, where you very lightly hold and carry the breath inside the throat, and do that too. Remember, always take a break if you need it. And as always, keep it relaxed. Sit up straight, good posture. Close your eyes. Have a sigh first. And then let's explore this breathing pattern. last round. Take your time. When you're finished, have a sigh. Settle yourself afterwards. This is when you really find out how hard you were working. Do you feel out of breath now? You'll know you've got it right if you feel deeply relaxed straight away after stopping the technique. Okay, so remember, each different technique, each different design, using the dimensions differently, extending them differently. You will find these different on different days, and some people will find one easy and another difficult that you perhaps find not so easy or not so difficult. That's because we're all very different. But also we've got different ways of being, and we are changing our ways of being every day, every week, every year. So the main thing to keep in mind is, if you struggle with any of these techniques, then they are ones that are highlighting either a weakness or a tension. Perhaps you could say a limitation. And so it's really important to see if you can improve those areas. And this will make a difference. So wherever you find difficulty in yoga practice is where you have a great deal of growth potential. Now, if you were doing lower numbers for that practice, you might have found it was a bit quick. It's not so easy to breathe in slowly. It's much easier to breathe out slowly. For most people, I should say. And if you found it hard to breathe in for 12 or in for 16, then those triangles might have been just a bit too quick. And so they wouldn't have given you the deep sense of calmness that is possible when you can do much larger rounds. So remember that your understanding of these patterns is dependent on your ability to access them. And when I say that, I don't want you to be hard on yourself, too critical. Mainly I say that so that you can appreciate that perhaps you will understand these patterns better when you can do them better. And that's quite logical. Alright, let's have a big sigh together, have a big breath in, and a deep release. Also, don't be afraid to lie down and take a break after these sessions. I don't add that part like I do in the yoga sessions, but breath work is a much deeper practice than the yoga stretching, so it's up to you to then manage your own rest. You could just lie down for 5 or 10 minutes after a session. It's a really nice thing to do, and it will allow you to process and absorb what you're learning and what you're changing. Okay, thank you very much. I hope to see you next time. Take care.